In this video, I want to share with you 5 things that I really love about World Team Tennis. Now, World Team Tennis just started on Sunday. They're going to do kind of a modified season due to coronavirus. It started Sunday, like I said, it's going to go through August 2nd. And it's a team format of tennis that's a little bit different. They've been running it for a number of seasons, and I've never watched it before, I think because it probably just hasn't gotten a lot of TV coverage. But recently it's been on ESPN2 and CBS Sports Network. And today's Tuesday, and it's been taking up a lot of my day because I just can't stop watching it. I can't get enough of this World Team Tennis. So I wanted to share a little bit about the World Team Tennis format, as well as some other things that I really like a lot about it that might convince you to check it out maybe later this week or next week. Like I said, it's going to be running for the next several weeks. So the first thing I really like about it is the format. So the format is 5 sets. There's a set of men's and women's singles, men's and women's doubles, and then mixed doubles. So you get to see it all. Doubles doesn't get a lot of coverage, which I'll get to next. But the format is really, really fun. It's fast. There's a lot of drama. And it seems like every rule, they've really focused on 2 different things. They want to create lots of big points and lots of big moments. And then they also want to keep things moving along. So like I said, the total match, you have 2 teams against each other. There's 5 sets. They play short sets, so the sets are first to 5 games. There's a tiebreaker at 4-all. The tiebreakers are only 9-point tiebreakers, so it's first to 5, win by 1. And there's a few other kind of small rules that I won't get into that are a little bit different than normal tennis. They do play no ad scoring, which adds to kind of some of the big point drama, and it also kind of keeps things moving along. Like I said, they play lets, and in doubles, this was surprising to me. I saw it yesterday. In doubles, the returner's partner can actually hit the let ball. So if you serve, your ball hits the net and kind of trickles over, the opponent's returner's partner at the net can run across and actually hit the ball, which was kind of cool. But anyways, so all of these rules kind of put a focus on moving things along with the no ad scoring, with the playing lets, with the short sets to 5. And they also create just lots of big moments and lots of big points. So I really, really like the format. The other thing is how they determine the team that wins is the total game count. So it's not best of 5 sets like a traditional tennis match. It's the total game count. So if you're down 4-0 in a set, you still want to keep fighting for that next game because every game is going to matter in the end. So you've seen that in several matches. There was one I was watching yesterday where one of the early singles matches was down 4-0, and I think it was a women's singles match, and she came back to 4-3 and lost 5-3, which was not a big deal if it were 3 out of 5 sets, but she got those 3 games, which helped her team go on to win later in the match. So every single game counts and every single game matters. So you don't see, like in a traditional match, if a player gets down 4-1 in a double break or something like that, they might tank a set. So that kind of is out the window. And then every match is really close. I've watched 7 or 8 matches so far, and all the matches have been really close. Going into the final set, both teams have had at least a shot to win. And the scoring in the final set's a little bit different. If the losing team wins, they have a chance to continue to win game after game until they tie it. So we'll link to the World Team Tennis website. You can check out the rules. But anyways, it makes for a really fun, really fast environment. You're not watching, the same 2 players play the whole time. It's kind of turning over pretty quickly. The next thing I really like is it's a great combination of both a team event and an individual sport. So tennis is typically an individual sport. You do have doubles, but most of the time singles gets more attention and gets most of the coverage. And World Team Tennis does a great job of making this kind of a fun team environment. So you've got the bench on the whole team on the bench, on the sidelines, kind of fist bumping and high fiving, or I guess elbow bumping right now. Their team. The players are actually acting as the ball kids right now, which is kind of entertaining to watch. And you can really see how if this World Team Tennis thing took off, I could see myself if I think Austin used to have a team, but if Austin got a team again, I could see myself cheering for the team in a way that I would cheer for like an NBA or a college football team or something like that, because you really kind of get to know the players and their personalities. So I was watching earlier, and you see Coco Vandeweghe, got all this energy, and she's standing up and cheering for her teammates. I was watching Steve Johnson last night, and he's kind of got some quirky stuff, the way he like throws his racket up into the air and tosses the ball to his doubles partner. So you can kind of get behind these personalities in a way that you might if you have a local NBA team in your city, or a local college football program, or NFL team or something like that. So I really like that combination of kind of individual sport meets kind of a fun team environment as well. The third thing, at least in 2020, they're using Hawkeye, which I really like a lot. I don't think they've always done this. I think it's more of limiting the number of people on site for coronavirus, but I feel like they should have been doing this for years at all ATP and WTA tournaments. I don't understand why we're using human judgment in tennis. There's a lot of debate around it, but one of my favorite things about tennis is that there's not a lot of human judgment involved in it. So in football, you can blame a loss on like a pass interference call, which is a judgment call. Or basketball, you can blame a loss on a blocking foul. Or in soccer, a penalty kick can decide it. But in tennis, you don't really have that. You can't blame the umpire on a loss in general. A lot of the reason for that is because of Hawkeye. So I don't really see why we should have line judges when Hawkeye can give us the correct call immediately. I do know there's an argument to keep jobs in the sport and things like that. I'm not here to get into that, but I do like that they're using Hawkeye. It seems to be working pretty well, and they've got a voice recording that calls the ball out. So yeah. Anyways, I like that a lot. Number 4 is the atmosphere. So it doesn't feel like a tennis match when I'm watching it on TV, even with only 20% capacity because of the coronavirus. You can hear both benches getting up, cheering, yelling for each other. They've got music playing in between points. They've got an announcer on the microphone who's getting really into it on break points. They'll start yelling like, break point here coming up for Orlando, stuff like that you hear in NBA games and in college football games and things like that, and NFL as well. That makes it really fun, and you don't get that in a tennis match a lot of the time. So I really like that they're doing that. And then number 5 is my favorite. It's just the emphasis on doubles. Doubles is, most of you watching this know, it's more fun to play for me than singles is. I like watching it more than singles a lot of the time. And I just love the emphasis they're putting on doubles. It's what most club players, what most recreational players play around the world, yet you almost never see it on TV. And World Team Tennis is getting to do that. They did a really good job. I don't know how they did it, but they got a lot of this coverage on ESPN2 and CBS Sports Network. And with the pandemic having shut down a lot of live sports, I'm hoping that a lot of people who might be watching Major League Baseball right now, or college football season, which would be coming up soon, and NFL coming up soon, I'm hoping a lot of those people will start to kind of get into this World Team Tennis. They've done a really good job of also using safety protocols and things like that with the coronavirus. They've tested people before the event, or before they even showed up. Then they tested them again when they showed up. And then they're testing them on a weekly basis. So I'm hoping the USTA ATP, WTA can learn a lot from this as well. Um, and yeah, they're just doing a really good job of running the event. And I'm hoping that more fans and people who might not otherwise be into tennis find it on ESPN2. They hear the crowd or the teammates kind of cheering for each other, and they kind of get into it, and maybe they pick up tennis, which leads me to kind of a bonus number 6 reason that I really like it. I could totally see this attracting new fans to the sport. There's a lot of complaints that I had to sit down and kind of write a lot of these out because it's hard for me to see tennis from a beginner's perspective because I've played it and coached and watched it for so long. But all of these complaints that the beginners have, like, the sport lasts too long. We've been watching the same people forever. This deuce game has been too long. The rules are confusing with the lets, people tanking, being down 4-1 or 5-0 or something like that. And then it being so quiet as well in the stands and things like that makes it a little bit more boring than a lot of other sports. A lot of these complaints that beginners might have in tennis, World Team Tennis has kind of flipped them around and fixed them. So I think that it really has the potential to attract a lot of new sports fans to tennis, and not a lot of new, hopefully new junior tennis players as well. So, I know that when I'm interested in a new sport, I like to see kind of quick action. I want a fun environment. I want some kind of noise and new stuff that kind of keeps me interested. And World Team Tennis seems to be doing a really good job. So I'm going to link to their website in the schedule below. Definitely check it out and watch it over the next several weeks. It's a really, really fun, fast-paced tennis tennis format, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So thanks for watching the video. Give it a like below. Give it a share to help spread the World Team Tennis. And I will talk to you soon.